278. We all want Ghana to work better this morning, so just pay your TV license, do your part today, and dial *447 *333 hash. Follow the prompts and pay *447 *333 hash. Follow the prompts and pay your TV license. The time is now to play Rand Lottery, the trusted lottery that gives you more chances to win big every single day. It's affordable, transparent, and rewarding. Rand Lottery puts you first in every given opportunity. Now, here's the best part you should know all the time. With 3 daily draws, you never get to miss a chance. Start your morning with exciting morning draws. Keep the chill alive at noon with the Star Midday Games, and close the day with Star with the Niger Star draws. That's 3 opportunities we are giving to you from Monday to Sunday. We want to turn your dreams into reality. So don't wait at all. Whether it's building that new home, supporting your family, or chasing your personal goals, Rand Lottery is the best lottery to stake. So join thousands of winners across the country this morning and make your dream come reality. So today, today's Thursday, we are looking at 3 opportunities for you. So don't miss any chance at all, right? And if you're looking to expand your business horizons while enjoying world-class travel experience, here's something you should note all the time. The Vanuatu Business Trade and Pleasure Tour 2026 is bringing together business leaders, investors, and professionals for a unique blend of strategic engagement and leisure. Participants will take part in business forums, networking sessions, and investment discussions, while also experiencing Vanuatu's rich culture, scenic islands, and tourism attractions. It is business with purpose and pleasure. Registration is currently ongoing. It is open for the Vanuatu Business and Pleasure Tour 2026. Think business, think leisure, think Vanuatu. To register, you can call Vanuatu Trade Commission Ghana on 0240 229 282 or 0544 626 905. Note, registration is first come, first serve. Don't wait for last minute pressure. Get yourself registered for the Vanuatu Trade Commission. And how did you start your day? We'll always remind you to start your day on a very good note. Well, if you haven't had a cup of Mixi Choco, then you're truly missing out something special this morning. The rich new tasty Mixi Choco is crafted to brighten your mornings and keep you refreshed all day long. Everything is right in there for you. All what you need is in sachet hot water. Stir and enjoy a warm, comforting cup of Mixi Choco. Now, for the coffee lovers, we are not leaving you out at all. Mixi has something special for you too. Mixi Coffee delivers a creamy, smooth coffee experience that keeps you energized for your everyday hustle. Honestly, just one sip and you're going to feel it very well. And guess what? Very small. Introducing the new delicious Mixi Strawberry, a sweet addition. And one more reason you should love Mixi. Start your day right away and start it with Mixi. Mixi, trying to hot. So you can share with your friends, your families. Don't drink it alone, please. Sharing is caring. Share Mixi with everyone, your colleagues at the office, your friends at home, and families as well. Before we get to Maltiti on the headlines with her guest, let's get the various top stories making headlines in the various newspapers this morning. All right, so the headlines prepared for today. The Ghanaian Times newspaper is saying, at 2026 mining in Daba, Kavba, come invest in Ghana. Lance Minister was industry captains. Yes, so you can find a story on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times newspaper this morning. And restore Ghana's economic credibility, President tax adversary groups. And yes, and GTA CEO cautions hospitability operators against unlawful service charges. Yeah, so this and some other stories you can find in the Ghanaian Times newspaper this morning. The Daily Graphic newspaper, Parliament approves 9.27 billion Ghana cedis for NHIA. Mahama Cares get 2.90 billion Ghana cedis boost. Yes, so that's the Minister for Health over there. And Rotary International President in Ghana for historic visit. Yes, so if you are following our breakfast this morning, Felix Van Appalen just had a discussion with him on the table this morning. And NACOC to start licensing cannabis cultivation for medicinal purpose. And last minister was mining investors at mining in Daba. Also, you can find this and some other stories in the Daily Graphic newspaper this morning. The Chronicles, police dispatch a Trojan horse after robbing a 77-year-old lady and a police officer. That's a big one on the front page of the Chronicle. And Lance Minister calls global investors at 2026 mining in Durban. So that's the Lance Minister over there. So this and some other stories in the Chronicle newspaper when you purchase it. The Daily Guide newspaper says, Scholarship Secretariat scandal, NIB grants sick in cancer bill after minority protest. That's the story. So that's the page. You can find a story on page 3. And SkyTrain mentioned in several board meetings. A witness is saying that over there. And lawyer charged for defrauding US-based nurse. Yeah. And I will work to win power for NPP. Dr. Baumia saying that over there. And man grabbed at KIA over cocaine in Gary. You can find a story on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper this morning. Yes, so this is some other news stories you can find in the various newspapers this morning. Mark Titi is already seated with our guest this morning to delve deeply into the various news stories making headlines this morning. Don't go away. Stick with us on the Breakfast Headlines.
First, it's time for us to speak to our guests and let them give us their perspectives on all the big issues that you've seen on the front pages of the newspapers that we'll be discussing this Thursday. I am Altiti Saida Sadiq. We're live everywhere digitally on GTV Ghana. You can follow us there and watch us, share your comments. We see all your comments and we appreciate them every morning when you join the show. At the table presently are the MP for Binduri, Honorable Lawyer Esifu Mahmood. Honorable, good morning. Welcome back. Good to see you. And Happy New Year. You've not been here the whole of this?
Probably that is why you are welcoming me back.
Yes.
After all, it has not taken that too long.
Absolutely. Yes. And also at the table is Baba Ali Yusuf. He is the MPPC for Ayawaso East, which has been in the news quite recently. Good morning. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We're expecting Bernard Mona. When he does join, he will be at the table. He's the leader for PNC. Gentlemen, I want us to dive straight into the president's inauguration of the page. Yesterday, swearing them in the advisory group on the economy to drive recovery and structural reforms. The 12-member presidential advisory group on economy tasking its members to provide independent, evidence-based counsel to steer Ghana through debt distress toward recovery, resilience, and inclusive growth. We had the presidency yesterday, and let's bring you some excerpts.
As a lifelong teacher myself, I would like to respectfully leave my esteemed colleagues and myself with our first piece of homework. That is, for us to constantly reflect on what the term the economy should mean to our fellow citizens. Beyond an abstract concept, it should mean many things, including the following: stability for the teacher in the classroom and the nurse on night duty, fair prices and reliable markets for the farmer, predictable costs and access to credit to the trader and small business owner, stable incomes and affordable housing and transport for the worker, opportunities and skills for the young person, especially the women, security for the laborer, and decent care for the elderly. In short, our task is sobering. That is, to conceptualize the kind of support that makes their economy feel less distant and more everyday possibility. To arrive at a reality where effort is rewarded, risks are shared, and honest work is not invisible, we must remember the concrete effects of the economy on our people's lives, such as the safety of the water, the reliability of electricity powering their aspirations, and the dignity of their work.
And that is the page, the Vice President leading that pack of group of people who will be advising the President on resilience of the economy, recovery, and that's what you have on your screen. It's made up of 12 members, and they are distinct, experienced professionals in their various fields. Mr. Kwame Pinim, who is an economist, is on the team. Mr. Ishmael Yamson was a private sector leader. Professor Priscilla Chumisi Bafwo, University professor. Dr. Kobna Dufour was former Minister of Finance, and economist Ms. Abna Amwa, a Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Togbe Apede the 14th, being economist and private sector leader. Professor Patience Asewabo, who is also a university professor. Sir Samuel Jonah, whom we know in the mining space as well, private sector leader. Ms. Nanoye Mansa Yeboah, also in the list. Ato Brown, a former World Bank infrastructure specialist. Dr. Henry Kofi Wampa is also former governor of the Bank of Ghana. And so this makes up the 12 members, chaired by the Vice President, Her Excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman. Honorable Issoufou Mahmoud, let me begin with you on this. This has happened in a while, and just yesterday the President then inaugurated them.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity. Let me say a very big good morning to the overlord of the Kusago traditional area, Naba Asigri Abukrago, wherever he is. My entire constituents, I say a very big good morning to them. Yes, it is true that the issue of cocoa board and cocoa farmers regarding their pricing, how much should be paid per bag of cocoa, and then the timely payment of cocoa farmers too has been a major challenge. It has been with us for a while now, and so it keeps going and coming back to haunt us again. And so it is not surprising that we are facing this kind of challenge once again. And this time around, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama will not just leave it with the hands of cocoa board to, as usual or in a way, come out with short-term solution, and so to allow the problem recur or rear its ugly face back on us, maybe in some years to come. And so I think...
are these 12 members on the advisory board of the economy, will they be working on the cocoa board issues as well?
Yes, I think the cocoa board is one of the driving force. The challenges in the cocoa board matter.
Okay.
It's one of the driving force that has led to this inauguration of this 12-member inauguration team.
Right.
And so, yes, these among other things, and I also believe that yes, we have choked so much gains positively when it comes to the management of the economy. And so we have seen decline in the exchange rate. The cedi is doing very well. We've seen the inflation. I think we are now running around 3.8, something that I think when some of us were born, we've never recorded such a percentage before. So this, among other things, you don't just look on. So there's the need that you find a very experienced, competent ones like this 12 member.
There are sentiments that there are not so many young people among the 12 members. I mean, as you said, these are experienced people with their salt, former Bank of Ghana governors, economists, professors, at the University of Ghana. But those are some of the sentiments raised. And even asking if there's the need even for that 12-member advisory, group with the finance minister and his team, and all of that, and who is the head of the economic management team, who ordinarily is said to be the vice president. People are asking questions. Why this 12-member team again?
Yes, that's what I was saying. We've made so much gains, and so you don't just feel happy, proud that yes, you have made the gains. But how do you do going forward? How do you do to sustain the gains that we've made? And the challenges, just as I've mentioned, in other areas of the economy, the cocoa sector and other things, what do you do to also improve those areas so that collectively we will not have the economy doing well in some aspects and some aspects remain very challenging to the nation? Among
the 12 of them, which of them are you very confident in to, throw their weight in and support the president or advise the president on the best measures for the economy?
I will say all of them, but more especially Kwabena Duffuor, because he has been served so long at Bank of Ghana, as well as the Finance Ministry. And in his days, we all saw how Ghana economy was doing. It was doing far better until the last 8 years that we experienced.
Was Kwabena Duffuor the finance minister before the NDC lost power in 2016?
No, Kwabena Duffuor, I think he was the Bank of Ghana governor instead.
Oh, I see.
Yes. No, he was not even the bank. That was during Rawlings regime that he was the Bank of Ghana.
So he was finance minister in John Mahama 1.
Yes, exactly. Okay. I think not even Mahama 1. That's Mills. Mills, okay. Exactly. Mahama was Tepe.
Okay, yes.
And then, yes, so that's how it is.
Okay.
And so in the past, during his days in Bank of Ghana, as well as the Finance Ministry, I think the economy was doing far better. And so when you need economic advisory members, you cannot do without bringing the likes of these experienced ones. The young ones are doing very well. So just like you mentioned, the young ones, like we have the finance minister, the Bank of Ghana governor, some of the CEOs, Sami Jemfi and the likes who are at Gold Board, they are doing very well. And so that is how come we are seeing the stabilization of the cedi. But that notwithstanding, the fact that these team members were not inaugurated doesn't mean that whilst they were behind the scenes, they were not doing so much to help these young ones achieve the results that we have at hand.
Okay. And
so yes, it is only proper that you formalize whatever they were doing behind the scenes, so that So
Ghanaians should be confident that we're not going to hit any economic crisis, because we have, as you're saying, young CEOs who are doing very well, the finance minister and his team, a 12-member advisory board or group on the economy.
Good.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable. Let me come to Baba here. What do you make of this 12-member group on the economy?
Thank you so much. First of all, let me send my greetings to the good people of Ayawasu East. On the 3rd March, they will be casting their vote to elect a representative that will be in the House of Parliament to champion their cause. We pray that that election will be successful, peaceful, without any problem, as we've seen in other by-elections.
Right.
On the 12-member committee, or team set by His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama. I think if you have the Ministry of Finance, the Bank of Ghana, and other relevant institutions who, for the past 1 year, have been working to make sure that we establish a good economy in Ghana. And there has been many doubts about the performance of even the finance minister, that relatively things are getting better. So if from their words things are getting better, then there's no need to set up a 12-member committee again. It will rather be a duplication of responsibility. Because if you say the Finance Ministry, Bank of Ghana, those steering the economy are doing very well, then they should be able to maintain the gains we've made in the system, rather than bringing in 12-member team again. I see that as duplication.
And they say too much meat doesn't spoil the soup, or you don't agree?
That's true. So this team, I'm sure it will also add up to the costs. The cost
for you, the cost of
government.
running, okay.
So if we rather stick to the Finance Ministry and other relevant agencies, I think that will be the best way to go. And to me, on this issue, the structure of our economy fundamentally has not changed. It is still import-driven. Nothing has changed. So if we want to build the economy, I think the best thing is we try as much as we can to increase our production so that we can also export more and get more revenue from that.
Are you saying any inroads in this government's approach to end importation? I mean, I remember your government tried the Ghana Beyond Aid, and so you felt that more industries here should, as you say, shore up their production. Is this government doing anything to give you the sense that they are heading towards that?
I don't see much. My expectation is that the start of 1D, 1F, one district, one factory, is a master class that if any government should continue, it will help. At least industrialization is a key way to go. Anytime you want to build an economy and you go into industrialization, it's expand production. And I think that will be the best solution to me. But notwithstanding other intervention government is making, I think that we should continue with the 1D, 1F, maybe a couple of other interventions they are doing. That can change the structure of the economy. The structure we are operating currently, I don't think it can stand any external shock. We saw it when COVID hit us, the way we were badly affected.
Even with this new 12-member advisory group, we still won't be able to?
No. If the structure has not changed, we will still face the impact.
Okay.
Yes, so to me, one, I think the structure of the economy must change. And number two, the relevant agencies who for the past 1 year have been touted as doing very well to stir up the economy of Ghana could or should also be allowed to continue with their mandate and make sure that they are able to maintain the gains we've had.
Okay.
A bit about the cocoa.
I'll get to that. I just want you to touch also on the makeup of the 12-member committee. If you look at them individually,
yes.
What do you have to say? I do see that Mr. Kwame Pienim, who I hear served under your government, is one of the members. Honorable has mentioned the former Finance Minister, Bank of Ghana Governor, Dr. Kobna Dufour. Togbe Apede, who is said to be an economist and private sector leader. There's also Sir Sam Jonah, who is a leader in his league when it comes to mining in Ghana. All of these people, and the females that also make up the team, there are 5 females in it. What do you have to say about this
Yes, the composition of the committee, I think, is highly commendable. I look at them individually. These are people who have made so much gains in their personal lives and even in their contribution to the development of this country. You take the former finance minister, Kwabena Duffuor, he was with Bank of Ghana some years back, Kwame Mpieni, and many of them. I think they are okay in their individual life, but we can judge each of them again when they had the opportunity to take public office.
Right.
For instance, Kwabena Duffuor was a finance minister under the late President Mills. We saw not so much happen under him when he was finance minister. There were issues within the party regards to his performance, and so when President Mahama won the 2012 election, 2013, he couldn't retain him as the finance minister. Because I believe that if he had performed beyond their expectation, surely maybe he will be given another nod to continue. But that didn't happen. Rather, Setepe was appointed as finance minister.
Right.
Bank of Ghana, yes. We can mention so many things, but not to discredit the work of the 12-member committee. We need to give them time and see how things will unfold in the coming days.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We're expecting Bernard Mona, who is the leader of the PNC, as I mentioned earlier on. And so if Bernard Mona is listening, we're expecting him. He's supposed to be on the show this morning on BFS. Thank you, gentlemen. I'd like us to move straight into the cocoa, because that cabinet meeting that happened yesterday, the Minister for Government Communications, the Honorable Felix Kwakye Ofosu, says that there will be also a presser where they will address the Ghanaian populace on what was discussed in that cabinet meeting pertaining the cocoa sector. The Minister of Finance, Dr. Cassie Olato-Forson, is set to address Ghanaians today, Thursday, February 12, on the far-reaching measures adopted at the emergency cabinet meeting held at the presidency. And so, as I mentioned, Mr. Felix Kwakye Ofosu told journalists after that meeting that decisions include expedited payments to cocoa farmers, enhanced value addition, and wide-ranging reforms at the Ghana Cocoa Board. And so today we'll be expecting that presser, that address by the Ministry of Finance. Honorable Mahmoud, this cocoa issue has been raging on farmers. You've been, extolling all the work that your government, you say, are doing. The CD is doing well, the economy is doing well. But then the farmers are crying and reeling and threatening to even sell their farms to galamsey operators, because the kind of money they say they make from galamsey is far better than living the life of cocoa farmers. One of the commodities that many experts have said, among three, should make Ghana independent of, an import-driven economy.
Yes, that's true. As I indicated earlier, Cocoa Board, that is the institution to see to the successful implementation of government policies in the cocoa sector. We inherited so many challenges, even though the challenges have been there in the past, but what we inherited when we took over governance in 2025 was the worst form of indebtedness that any other government has succeeded as far as the cocoa sector is concerned. And so we are all aware that cocoa too is one of the major foreign exchange earner for this country.
Right.
And so for the past years now, we have not been able to do so much when it comes to utilizing our own cocoa for our domestic industrialization or production, adding value to cocoa products, despite the fact that the previous government was seen all over, and it's not just in the past. They still want to talk of one district, one factory. Cocoa is in so many regions, more especially the southern side here. And upon investing so much in this one district, one factory, we are yet to see a very serious company in any of the districts adding value or producing cocoa products. So we still remain as
the Kumfi. I just speak my mind. The Kumfi juice factory is a one.
Even the Kumfi juice factory was built during Professor Mills' time, so we can't even talk to. And it's not even Kumfi is even the juice factory. It's not a cocoa.
Okay, so you mean 1D1F companies in the cocoa?
Yes,
chain.
because that should have been one of the major. What did I call it? Tend to consider when you are trying to set up a factory in the cocoa growing regions or in our districts. And so that has not been done. The previous president, Nana Akufo-Addo, in the past will always condemn the economy on the basis that it is still the Gisbert economy, and he touted so much that if they take over power, they will ensure that yes, Ghana adds so much value to a local products, and cocoa was always first when it comes to that. And so, yes, here we are. We have taken power. We took power at the time. What did I call it? The CD was trading to almost 17 CD per dollar, and here we are. The CD has made so much gains. We have it's been very stable for some time now, and because cocoa is
so there's money in the system. We have money.
We have money, but we have to sell or we have to export the cocoa. So in exporting the cocoa, the dollar or euro or pound or whatever country that is we are exporting it to, when we bring that forest to our country here, because the city has made so gains, the price will definitely affect. You see it, the cocoa farmer. So this, among other things, and then cocoa too was used to secure loan, and that is what that is what is known to be the cocoa syndicated loan.
Right.
So you use the product to secure loan, and what you promised to deliver annually to your creditors, you are unable to do that, and so they will be reluctant in releasing subsequent.
Because the agreements were made on quantity and not on pricing, so I hear.
Very good.
And so when the pricing changes and there's no stability, then you incur debt.
You incur debt. And just as, let's go to the issue of quantity.
Right.
If I give you loan with the aim that as at the 2025 production year,
right,
you will supply me 25 bags, and you end up supplying me, let's say, 10 bags. You realize that you have defaulted to some extent. And so your creditor will be reluctant in advancing you loans going into the subsequent year,
right,
to be able to meet your debt obligation.
Okay.
And so these, among other things, is...
And they were handing over notes from the erstwhile government. If there were issues in the previous administration of Cocoa Board, the new CEO got a handing over notes. It's been a year of your government in office from 2025 till now. The LBCs have said that, yeah, this is not something new. It's happened in previous governments. But you say you have the solutions. And so the farmers are expecting that if Gold Board is making money, and these are sentiments that we're hearing, is making money, the city is doing better, all of that, they should be paid.
Yes, they should be paid. But that is not to say that you transfer funds from, what do you call it, one industry to another. And so the fact that the Gold Board is making money, the fact that Ghana is doing so well, doesn't mean that you have to, things must be done in accordance with what laid down procedure and law. So
the problem is not the management of Cocoa Board. It's not that we have the wrong CEO sitting at the CEO's office.
No,
or the wrong people managing.
You cannot say so.
Okay.
Until,
these are sentiments
until there is evidence to show that. But what we rather have is that the Cocoa Board CEO, that's Mr. Randy Abbey, when he took over, he has visited media houses. He even took the trouble, visit the cocoa farmers themselves and explain to them what we inherited. And so we know because it's an exported product, it is affected by what? The oil price, market price, as well as the exchange rate.
Okay. The other thing is that we're also asking that if you say that you inherited a broken system and that people looted some monies that were meant to do some spraying or, taking care of some diseases like the swollen shoots, and it doesn't tally the amount of money gotten versus the amount of swollen trees that were targeted, that's not tallying. So people walked away from Cocoa Board with Ghana's money. Why are you not going after them? Where is Oral? Where is the OSP? Where is the Attorney General? That's the questions that they're asking.
Yes, it's not, when it comes to criminal investigations, especially when it is well planned and executed, it is not easy to get someone or the conspirators arrested and prosecute them, as many will be think. Yes, it may be real, but it takes time. And so modern investigation and then subsequent prosecution too will dictate that you don't just go and pick somebody because someone feels that he is in one way or the other involved in.
Lawyer, then this one, is this reposing confidence in people? It will take time.
It will take time.
And then, so what happens then till that happens and the monies are recovered?
It's just 1 year, and if you follow developed economists, in some cases, someone may even commit a crime. It may even take 20 years, 30 years.
Before they get back the money?
It depends.
Okay.
So you need to take your time, and I am one of the supporters of those of that principle that yes, why do you guys rush to arrest me when you haven't gathered enough evidence? So the man can be walking free there, but the respective investigative bodies may be trailing him, putting out their pieces of evidence together, and as and when they are well convinced that yes, there is enough evidence to pick him up, get his statement, and subsequently prosecute him, that can be done. And so we don't want the situation whereby you arrest the person in the form of harassment before you even take him to either being it Yoko, being it the BNI, being it the police investigators. You will be there, you'll be struggling.
But people will be investigated.
People will surely be investigated.
Okay. Monies will be recovered.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and don't be surprised. Sometimes it's not everything that they even put in the public domain on, maybe until the Attorney General brief the press or what's the name, special prosecutor.
Well, because you've been accused of media trials in quite recent times.
Yes, but don't forget
in
that
a lot of cases.
Don't forget that both Yoko and then what's the name?
The
Yoko and then the special
OSP.
prosecutor. There have been several instances that they have told us that yes, certain people were not arrested, but they have been able to retrieve so much.
Okay. Now,
from them. And so it's not always the case that we see that someone is put behind the bar, someone is taken to court before we can be able to.
I'm spending more time on you, Honorable, because you know the cocoa farmers, wherever they are watching us from, would want to listen to you because you're government spokesperson here this morning and what the situation looks like and if there's hope. You mentioned value addition and the kind of economy that we have. Now, I do see that the CMC boss, Dr. Wisdom Dogbe, when I interviewed him the last time, he mentioned that we process about 50,000 metric tons of cocoa beans. That will bring about $500 million US. But there's lots lot more that we can get if we add value to the cocoa liquor, cocoa butter, the pod of the cocoa. What's the plan like? Because if we are getting less from cocoa now than we used to, because we are losing farms to galamsey, the seeds are not, whatever the problem may be, like we're not meeting what we used to meet. What are the plans?
You see, I believe this is one of the reasons that the president inaugurated the 12-member committee that we spoke earlier about. And so, yes, we know that our economy is facing the challenges that we had for all these years, of which the cocoa sector is not an exception. And so, these well-experienced ones in their advice to government will be considering some of these things. We are talking about the 24-hour economy. And so I think the experience was the like of Gushitano and Co. will not be ruling out some of these things. And so once this economic team has been inaugurated,
right,
I expect that, yes, they will be considering part of these, some of these proposals and come out with more strategic ways upon which we can be able to add more value to our cocoa beans. But that notwithstanding, just like I said, because the previous government had gone in for the syndicated loan with the aim of selling our cocoa beans to them, it means that we still have a long way to go. We need to increase our production, because you going for a loan, the promise or one of the major terms and conditions is that you have to sell your cocoa beans to them, but not to sell your cocoa products to them. So, no, even though if we are building factories to process or add value to some of our cocoa beans here, then it means that we need to produce more cocoa so that we can be able
to feed the industry,
as well as meet our debt obligation.
There is global demand for the kind of chocolate that we do. That's what research has told us. It's unfortunate that you hear that Swiss chocolate is the best in the world, but the cocoa comes from Ghana and Ivory Coast and the like. Baba, let me come to you now on this cocoa farmers.
Yes. Okay, first of all, earlier Honorable mentioned that there has not been any gain when it comes to 1D1F in the area of cocoa producing.
Right.
This GBC report of February 5th, 2019, when 1D1F initiative was inaugurated here in Accra.
Okay.
Afrotropic Processing Company in Accra here, just close to us at Spinters.
Afrotropic.
Yes.
In 2019, you say?
Exactly.
Okay.
So this was inaugurated to help. It's expected to process about 15,000 tons of new cocoa beans annually in high quality. Yeah, so just to point out that there has been some gains.
So this is processed into finished goods? The cocoa beans okay, into chocolate and the like?
Exactly, exactly. Let me continue with this. So produces cocoa powder, cocoa butter, and cocoa liquor for local and export markets. And we can check, it's at Spinters, we can check their production, what they've been doing so far, and make the public know the gains made in 1D1F.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me try and follow up and see.
Yes, we have to follow up.
The question has not been whether there have been factories regarding cocoa processing. But I think he was going to rather educate us that these factories have been what was established as a result of 1D1F. And this is the amount, or this is the volume of value that they have added.
Yeah, you're saying in 2019.
He's only talking about the commissioning or the inauguration of what? those factories.
Okay.
But as to what happened
after the inauguration, okay, that's why I then mentioned that we have to do a follow-up and see what the produce
so the mere
has
mention of the factory without telling us what that factory is, whether it has been able to achieve its objective upon which it was set up.
Of adding value, and you said cocoa liquor, cocoa butter,
yes,
and all of that. We'll do a follow-up.
The government can do that. Your party is in government. Whatever has been done in the previous administration in terms of these factories, they are still properties of Ghana, and your government can take charge and make sure that they deliver on their mandate. Yes, it's not for us to continue talking about it. Government should take charge and see what is happening.
Do you agree, though, that your government left a broken cocoa system for them, as is alleged?
A syndicated loan. I think that syndicated loan is not new to any government in Ghana. It has been happening, and it is for you to take up the responsibility and make sure the right thing is done. You see, way back in opposition, there has been a lot of noise regarding the cocoa sector. The current CEO, Randy Abbey, and many others have said so much about the cocoa sector. Today, the mandate has been given. It is not for us to complain again. The time for complaining is over. It is the time for action now. They have to find a solution and make sure that the right thing is done. Certainly, the cocoa farmers are not happy with what is happening currently in terms of the pricing and other related issues regarding
What do you make of the call to prosecute anyone who was complicit in whatever happened at Cocoa Board, that monies that were supposed to be used to do certain things were not?
Yes, it's a good call. It's a good call. If you are put in a public office and you don't conduct yourself well, yes, it's a good call. You have to be accountable to the people of Ghana. So I don't have any problem with that.
You have confidence in the institutions that will take this up?
Yes, okay. The institutions, yes, we've seen what happened with regards to some former government appointees. I think the right thing must be done. Some of these things are persecution, not prosecution. If you can go proper and do prosecution, I think it's a right thing to do. We don't have any problem.
Right.
Again, from the way things are going, it seems the Cocoa Board is not happy about the gains in the cedi. It seems they are not happy.
How so?
The cedi is doing well, but it's like they are talking about their pricing and other issues with regards to payments to cocoa farmers. It seems they are not happy.
Okay.
cedi stabilization is good to our economy, and it's affecting positively many sectors, helping in many sectors. But it seems the cocoa industry is not happy with that.
Definitely.
Okay. because Honorable mentioned the forex market.
We expect them to be happy.
Right. Okay, let me bring in Bernard Mona, who's joined us at the table now. He's the leader of PNC. Good morning.
Good morning, and apologies for the late coming. I assumed that the program was 8 o'clock.
Oh.
And so I decided to take the kids myself to school.
Okay.
Only when it was 10 minutes to time and I was being called that it's 7:30. And so I regret coming in late.
Okay. Well, thank you for making the time.
Thank my colleagues for holding for me.
I'll pick your thoughts now on the cocoa sector crisis that we're dealing with, and the cabinet meeting, if you followed, that happened yesterday. There will be that address by the finance minister today.
Naturally, it should be for us to wait for the address to be given. Then we should be able to digest and possibly consume what is in it. Unfortunately, we have to speak about it, so we will be speaking out of conjecture as to what possibly could be done. My view has always been that state institutions and the managers of state institutions must give in some KPIs. And that when you have these performance indicators and you are unable to meet them, you should be given the exit. It is our inability to sack persons entrusted with responsibility at state institutions that have led to the kind of difficulties we have. If you take the fact that not long ago, the Tema Oil Refinery was to be sold for $22 million, every conclusion was made. It was to the extent that the state did not have money. We ran down almost everything. We're not producing. The thermal section was not working. Then suddenly a new government comes in. They did not go to seek support from the Ministry of Finance. Neither did they go external to go and look for money. They took monies that they generated from the thermal section, that is the tank services that they have, and they were able to raise over $21 million within 7 months. Wow. What it means is that all this while, we had the tanker services, the terminal services that were available that could generate that amount of money, and some people's recklessness or their deliberate action was to the effect that we should sell Tema Oil Refinery to allow Santol Refinery to be able to operate. Such characters should not be walking free in our system. They should be paraded before the law and dealt with accordingly. And the best was that a former MD of the Tema Oil Refinery was rather the one who had conveyed the special purpose vehicle to buy the same company that he was MD. Clearly, that tells you that state institutions, when we empower them, give the right quality of persons in the positions, they will be able to transform most of these state institutions from their bankrupt position into profitable positions. I think that Cocoa Board can also become...
Are they the same?
Cocoa Board can become the same. What does Cocoa Board do? Buy from the farmers or the middlemen and then sell to the world and bring the money to the farmers. How do you go and buy something and deliberately go and sell for a loss? How do you do that? You go and buy awake water for 50 pesos and go and sell it for 40 pesos. It's not done anywhere. And so if your responsibility is to buy, take it out there and go and sell, there cannot be any justification for you making losses. Anytime such losses occasion, it means that the managers and those who are running the institution are not fit for purpose. Clear them.
Did they receive a clean sheet where there were no problems? And so they just had to sell. I am not limiting it to the Randy Abbey administration. Okay.
I'm just saying that this has been the trend. And so we should have cleared those who were managing it, telling all sorts of lies. And where I said, look, it's painful to have read Engineer Wood's book, The Economic Repercussions of the Overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah, where he stated in that book that in the 60s, a ton of cocoa could buy 2 VW cars. 1 ton of cocoa could buy 2 VW cars. Today, you need 42 tons of cocoa to be able to buy 1 VW car. What has changed? VW car has added specs. They have improved themselves. You are still exporting raw cocoa beans. You've not added anything to cocoa. Switzerland, that doesn't produce cocoa, is processing over 60% of the world's cocoa. And we are sitting here as if we are a headless group of people. So for me, investigations must thoroughly go into how come that we even went to take loans, syndicate loans, to come and pay or buy cocoa beans. Then after we bought the cocoa beans, we went and sold, and we cannot pay the farmers and we cannot repay the loans. Then that has become an albatross for Dr. Randy Abbey and his team. And so we should be able to iron out all these nuances. And I am just hoping that the finance minister will be able to bring out some concrete steps that we'll be able to take.
Okay, first, which excludes getting the people who looted the money to pay back?
No, they must come and account for it. Okay. But importantly, as for the farmer, If you don't pay the farmer, how do they go to reproduce for you to sustain that industry?
Absolutely.
So they need to be paid so that they will be able to run their farms, whilst we are taking steps to be able to get those who looted to bring back the loot.
Okay, so for you, it's not axing the CEO and, reshuffling, the whole administration, even though you do maintain that you need the right kind of leader to be able to turn things around like Tema Oil Refinery has
Right
said.
now, I cannot fault the CEO so much because that is the mess he inherited. Whilst I would have thought that he would have acted the way the Tema Oil Refinery acted. Possibly he doesn't have other sources of generating income to be able to have sorted the farmers out. And so therefore they still have to rely on the traditional sources of making it. But it doesn't show that the CEO has mishandled his office. What it actually shows is that he is in crisis and he needs to be redeemed. And yesterday's cabinet meeting is to the effect that, look, how do we redeem our farmers? How do we ensure that cocoa production continues? And then we can then take the necessary steps to get those who put us into this mess to account for it.
Okay, let me throw in the inauguration of the 12-member presidential advisory group on the economy page. And it looks like people are saying it's an overkill, but it's supposed to also support the finance ministry and all the other institutions that are supposed to help better manage Ghana's economy. What do you have confidence in them with coming up with short-term measures?
To be honest with you, I think that we have bloating our size of the executive or the people to handle. We have the Ministry of Finance. We have the Bank of Ghana. We have the, almost Ghana Revenue Authority. Every institution that we need to man the affairs of the state are there. The president is available. The vice president is the chair of the Economic Management Committee. And so therefore, why do we have to create another advisory board to do what? What is it that we don't know? Everything that we need to do in order to resuscitate our economy, in order to gain the full confidence of our economy, we know. You cannot have your natural resources being taken by expatriates, foreigners, or foreign companies, and expect that you can do any development. There is no mining company that belongs to the state of Ghana. So the government of Ghana relies on taxes and royalties in order to survive. What it means is that you must take control of what is yours. As we speak, we are trying to auction lithium. As we speak, we have auctioned oil. As we speak, we have auctioned everything about our gold, our diamonds, our bauxite. If you go through the Asato area and you are coming, you see trucks of heavy trucks carrying bauxite ore. Then they take it to the ports. The companies that take it, they say they don't have a refinery here, they don't have a processing plant. They go and come and declare that they did not find any, or they did not find substantial bauxite. Yet every day there is the iron ore, that the bauxite ore that is going. If you are not deliberate about it, as President Traore is doing in Burkina Faso, take control of your extractive sector. As President Gaddafi did in Libya, take control of your extractive sector. You always play to the gallery, talk, and yet the people who are harnessing the wealth of your nation are taking it and spending it in other places. At the end of the day, they are playing golf whilst we are in the sun.
We're building a refinery, The Gold Board has a refinery, Honorable Isifo.
That is a private sector using phones, each one of them. On the average, they spend not less than 10 Ghana cedis a day on voice and data.
Right.
We have over 22 million Ghanaians who are phone subscribers. Multiply 22 million by 10 Ghana cedis and see how much money we generate for the telecoms. And the state of Ghana is not a beneficiary apart from taking taxes. That is just one example of how we can decide that we should give what they call the cash cow to people to make money. So we sold Ghana Telecom for free. And when we sold Ghana Telecom, what happened? We sold Ghana Airways. Yet we went and contracted loans to come and build airports. So you built international airports for people's planes to be landing and making money at the expense of the loans that you have gone to contract. Seriously. There is something wrong with us mentally.
But so you're still not comfortable?
Let me finalize on this. Ghana, if you have to go anywhere, you have to come to Accra by line. So from Tamale, you have to come to Accra in order to go to Kumasi. If you want to go to Tamale from Kumasi, you have to come to Accra before you can go to Tamale.
Flying, you mean?
Flying.
Yes.
If you have to go to Sunyani from Kumasi and you cannot drive, you have to come to Accra before you can go. What sense does that make? If you had your Ghana Airways and didn't even want to do international, you could do this
the domestic.
So
it doesn't make sense.
You can have interconnectivity. So that somebody from Wa who is coming to Kumasi, there's no need to come to Accra before you get another flight to go back. You have a mental trouble.
Oh, goodness. When you put it like that, huh? You can join us on 055-556-1034. These issues border on national development, and so would want to hear from you. 055-556-1034 is our WhatsApp number. It's on your screen. You can send us what piques your interest. Is it the cocoa board issue? Is it the page, the presidency's group on the economy that's been inaugurated? But we're moving swiftly now into another interesting issue, one that reared its ugly head somewhere last year. Cocaine at our airports. Cocaine hidden in Gary packaging, this time intercepted at the KIA. So the operatives of the Narcotics Control Commission, NARCOC, is it which Gary? Mr. Mona, have arrested a senior manager of a manufacturing company for allegedly attempting to smuggle cocaine out of the country. So I actually thought it was vice versa. It was coming, but this time it's leaving Ghana. The suspect, whose identity has not yet been officially released, is said to have concealed the illicit substance in a consignment of packaged gari, dried cassava flakes intended for shipment. The arrest was made at the Kotoka International Airport following a meticulously planned intelligence-led operation, and according to sources at KIA who spoke to the media, the suspect is believed to be in charge of production at the manufacturing firm. Authorities have indicated that investigations are ongoing to unravel the full details surrounding the attempted shipment and to ascertain whether other individuals are connected to the suspected drug syndicate. With this term, the drug syndicate, does look like this is not a one-offish kind of issue. Honorable Mahmoud, this is quite worrying. I remember the opposition said, why is Ghana turning into, a landing place for drug barons and cocaine?
Yes, that's true. The issue of cocaine, as you rightly stated from the time that you were reading here, you wanted to take up the story, is quite worrying because it's one of the recurrent issues regarding crime in this country. And so we are still wondering why these cocaine scandals will keep going back and forth on our nation. Yes, but I think there is this correction that we need to make regarding what that news headline that you read, because I think the deputy director, that's
is it the cocaine hidden in the package, Gary? What I just read?
Yes.
Okay.
But where I think the correction need to be made upon listening to the deputy director, that is Lawyer Chumberema, yesterday, it is reported that, yes, the arrest has been made, but as to whether the suspect currently is connected to or is a senior member of that food production company is the issue. I think he's not.
It's not clear that he's part of the senior.
But listening to the director from the NARCOC, I think he's not. He's not related to that food production firm. And yes, just like you said, this is not one of it. I think way back in 2025 or so, about 250 kilograms were intercepted at the Netherlands airport, and same was the same came from Ghana to that country, and so that is where officials got hint that most of the cocaine or the suspects in that industry have come out with a new modus of operandi upon which they now try to seal or conceal the cocaine in some popular food brands that are meant for export. And so it is also good to know that they don't just do it on one food branded item, but they move from, or they change from different food brands that are made for, popular food brands that are made for export. So thankfully, our men in the NACOC is doing well. They are able to put up enough surveillances at the airport. I think in the past that wasn't common. So all these things are now put in place.
You mean in the past this was happening, but it was going through the cracks?
No, fairness reminds that I think in 2022, similar thing was similar arrest was made, and so it's not just something that is new. But I think recently the arrest has been more frequent than in the past. So yes, that's kudos to our men at NACOC, and we urge them to keep it up and double their efforts, and possibly also do this country a favor by, once they've gotten the suspects. One thing that I always wonder is why they are always reluctant in letting us know the personalities involved, because I think that you have arrested him. Once you've arrested him, just like the Attorney General is doing, as to whether indeed he is linked to some of these popular food brands that they use as a conduit to conceal these cocaine products and then carry it along or export it. They should have let every Ghanaian know that this man was arrested. He's behind the concealed cocaine meant for export, for everybody to be well abreast, do our own...
Honorable, is it not time for the security agencies, whoever is investigating these cocaine busts that keep happening, to update the public on the regular, where the cases have gotten to, the finality that's been brought to that? Because if not, doesn't it look like people feel that the atmosphere is right for them to keep doing this?
Yes, that is what I am hitting at. And we, myself, have even begun to wonder what interest, what do they have to hide? Because that is mind-boggling. It doesn't just lie on your mouth alone. The man has been arrested. We should listen to him, the brief that he has given. There are instances that some of the cocaine is hidden.
I will come back to you, Honorable. I have to take a short break so that you come and land on that point for me. We're back shortly.
And we are here to crown your efforts of playing the game. Good morning and welcome to Rand Lottery Limited.